Hey guys, you ever wanted to visit back too? Visit TwinSonsTravel.com. Planning a trip to Walt Disney World can be overwhelming, and why you need the expert planning services of Casey Lucas at TwinSonsTravel.com. Casey will help you plan your perfect trip. He will help you find the right resort, fast passes, dining reservations, and even look at typical crowd levels to ensure the best vacation possible. And the best part is the services are complimentary with your travel package. Visit TwinSonsTravel.com today and book your vacation and enter the promo code ROTM in the comments section to receive a free gift just for your booking. You are listening to Breaking the Fourth Wall on Realm of the Mist Entertainment.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Breaking the Fourth Wall. Today, I'm joined by a guest unlike anybody that we've had on the show so far. I'm very excited for this interview. Today, I am joined by Mr. Artie Hoffman. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing really good, and thank you so much for having me on.
No problem. It's definitely a pleasure having you. Like I said, you're much different than our normal guests. And why don't you go ahead and just kind of tell everybody what you do and things like that so that they can get an idea of why you're different than my normal interviews.
Okay, well, I don't know about your other interviews, but I can tell you that I am a spiritual advisor. I'm a psychic and a medium, and I look at life through the eyes of spirituality, and I was raised to be somewhat religious, but then and I do 100% believe in God, and I do 100% believe in angels, and when I get my visions. When I get my visions with other people, about other people, it does come from the Holy Spirit, and it does come from the angels. And I deliver people messages, whether it be from their loved ones who have passed away, or whether it be about their future, about their love life, giving medical advice, legal advice, loving advice. I'm very good at predicting people's future love. And people come to me for all kinds of reasons. I mean, the list goes on and on. So, and I just feel very blessed to be put in a position where I develop the ability to be a good channeler, where I know how to receive messages from, like I said, from the spiritual world.
Yeah.
And whether it be from the Holy Spirit or the angels or people's loved ones who have passed away. And what was really cool is, like, last Saturday, I was doing a reading for this one girl, and I was doing a party. I call them Artie parties when people hire me to go to their home.
That's
and I
cool.
read for their
That's
friends
cool.
and family. Yeah, I read for their friends and family. So while I was reading for this one girl, I saw like a silver wall, and right through the silver wall, it was like a dream. Right through the silver wall, I saw the mascot and the head of I saw the mascot of the Minnesota Vikings just break right through the wall. And I looked at her and I said, I said to her, I said, "Are you a gambler?" And she looked at me with a smile. She goes, "Yeah, I like to gamble." I said, "Well, your friend just pulled through and he said to bet on the Minnesota Vikings, because I'm clearly seeing the mascot of the Minnesota Vikings, and I'm sure there's a reason for it." Well, wouldn't you know? She says, "All right, I'll make a bet." She goes, "I'm going to bet on them." And I didn't. I was so stupid. But the Minnesota Vikings ended up beating the Raiders by 20 points.
Oh, wow.
And, yeah. So,
That's awesome.
I do. Yeah, I have also given, winning pick threes, pick fours. Now, it's not meant for gambling, but when I'm in that zone, if your loved ones pulls through with a message, then, I'll deliver the message, whatever it may be.
Right.
And sometimes, yeah, it is about, winning or gambling or good investments or whatever. If somebody just clearly asks me what's the lottery number, I'm not going to I can't give it to you because it didn't pull through naturally.
Right. Yeah.
But if I see something, if I see something like where I'm uninhibited about it and it just pulls through, then I'll tell them. But I would probably say in my career, and I've been doing this for 31 years.
Wow.
I would probably say in my career, I've probably given out probably about over 80 winning lottery numbers or gambling winning situations, or, you know. But the thing is, even though I give it off to other people, I can't bet it myself because it's only for me to give and not for me to really capitalize on it.
I see.
But I really did wish I bet on the Minnesota Vikings. So.
That's fair. So what would you say was your... Can you remember back to when the first time you received a message or a vision was?
I can remember, I've given so many. Like I said, I've read for over 29,000 people in my career.
Okay.
And that's not an exaggeration. That's, you know, for 31 years, yeah, because at least 1,000 people a year I've read for.
Wow.
So,
holy cow.
Yeah. So, you know, but when I first started, you know, when I first started doing it, for the first few years, I was just doing it for the fun of it. I didn't learn how to do this till I was 27 years old.
Whoa.
So, yeah, so that's when I learned to develop this ability, this gift, and I learned it at a seminar from the Edgar Cayce Foundation in Virginia Beach.
Oh,
you know,
okay.
people want to know the biography of myself or check me out with. I have lots of videos that I speak about on many different levels. You can go to artiehoffman.com, ARTIEHOFFMAN.com. So, yeah. So anyway, so I've learned how to do this, and I just got a postcard in the mail, and it was just a fluke, and I just said, oh, that's interesting. It wasn't like, oh, this is the answer to my prayers, not realizing it was the answer to my prayers.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, so I went away for that one weekend seminar in Virginia Beach from this postcard that I received. And I learned how to develop. They taught you, and I kept on working with it, and I became better and better at it. And
Cool.
so for the first few years, I did it just for the fun of it. Now it's my career, but for the first few years, I read for friends and family just for the fun of it. And people were telling me how accurate I was. And so what happened was, you said, so what was one of my first, at least ones that I remember?
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I was just trying to get if there was a way to pinpoint,
I'm going to tell you
what started it all.
Yeah. So anyway, that's what I told you. What started it all is from just getting something in the junk mail on a postcard, and how would you like to develop your psychic abilities? So then here I am. So after I just started doing this, so I went to my friend's house. And his wife was really into all this stuff and this psychic stuff and spiritual stuff. And so she said, can you read me? And I said, well, give me a picture of yourself. So she gave me a picture of herself, and I'm looking at her picture under a dim light. And I said to her, I said, be careful of your possessions. Something around work. I said, somebody's going to try to steal something from you. So she was very conscientious about her belongings.
Yeah.
And so what happened was she was telling me she kept on looking at her pocketbook nonstop all day for the next couple of days. Well, what happened was she comes home from work. All right. She comes home from work off the train. She's coming off the train, and she gets to her car, and somebody busted out her window, and somebody tried to jimmy her steering wheel in the ignition, and they couldn't do it because she had one of those locks.
Yeah.
From the pedal to the steering wheel. She had one of those power locks, and they couldn't undo it. But the thing is, somebody tried to steal her car.
Oh my goodness.
That only happened like 2 days after I read for her. And I told her, I said, be careful, someone's going to try to steal something from you and it has to do with work. Well, she was coming home from work.
Wow. That's just mind-blowing right there. That's...
You know, there's another story where there was a girl who came into my place, and she said to me, now, mind you, this girl was covered from head to toe in tattoos. All right, she had tattoos all over the place, and it's really not my thing.
Mm-hmm.
But she said to me, she says, Artie, she goes, every day over the last 2 years, I've been thinking about you every single day. And so I was like flattered, not that I was turned on by her, you know, but I was flattered that she thought about it. I said, all right, so why'd you think about me for 2 years? She goes, 2 years ago, you read for me, and you held my hand. And as soon as you held my hand, you started hearing a song by AC/DC, Highway to Hell, I'm going to Highway to Hell. And you looked at me, after you heard that song, you were singing that song to me. And after you sung that song, you said to me, if I don't change my ways, then I'm going to be thrown in jail. You told me that I need to stop doing whatever I was doing. Otherwise, I'm going to get caught and I'm going to get thrown in jail. She goes, well, guess what? I didn't listen to you. And a week later, I got caught doing something I should not have been doing.
Oh,
and I got
no.
thrown away in jail for 2 years. And every day I woke up and I said to myself, why didn't I listen to Artie?
That's an amazing story if I ever heard one right there. Like, that's just crazy that you have that kind of ability, that you're able to contact the great unknown, as it were.
Yeah. So another story is that I was doing an Artie party, all right, and a lady, I'm sitting down with this lady, and she's, you know, she lost her mother. She gives me a picture of her mother who passed away.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm giving her all this information. So her time is up. It's a half hour. Her time is up. And she said to me, she goes, Art, she goes, after the reading was over, she goes, I'm still having a hard time believing you're actually communicating to my mother. You're actually getting this information from my mother. She goes, you did tell me some specific things about my mother that you could not have known. She goes, I give you that. She goes, you did tell me some general things about my mother that had to do with her, but it could have been with anybody, but yet it still had to do with her, so I give you that. She goes, but I'm still having a really hard time conceiving the fact that you're actually communicating to my mother. So I said to her, well, I can only share with you what the spiritual world shares with me.
Okay.
So I said, let me look at your mother's picture one more time. So I looked at her mother's picture, and I said, your mom is showing me cows. She goes, what do you want me to do with that? I said, I don't know. Your mom is showing me cows. So all of a sudden, in my eyes' mind, I saw all the cows stand up, and all the cows, there were lots of them, they were all mooing. So I said to her, I don't know why I'm doing this, and I looked at her and I went, moo. And she started to cry. And I go, what's the matter? And she points to her mother's picture and she goes, that's her name. I go, what are you talking about? Her name is Muriel, but everyone called her Moo.
Oh, wow. Holy cow. That, no pun intended.
Yeah, holy cow is right.
Yeah, wow. That's amazing. Wow. Have you ever experienced a situation where you just couldn't get anything from them? Like the spirit world just hasn't communicated?
Yeah. There are some people where they just block the energy from happening.
Oh, wow.
They just block it. They're so angry, or they're jealous of me because they don't want me to be right, or, you know, they challenge me. They say, go ahead, try to read me. You know, so people's energy could block me. So they're come to see how good I am, but I can't work my will over your will if you're genuinely not wanting to be read. They say they want to be read because they're there, and I go, well, for whatever reason, your subconscious is blocking me.
Oh.
And then, you know, but most of the time, when I say most, I really mean, I'll say probably 98% of the people I could read.
Oh, all right.
And people who are skeptics, they're not the problem. People who are skeptics, it's like they might have a hard time understanding how, or they might not believe, and that's still fine, but it's the ones that are extremely challenging. Or if their expectations are super sky high, then again, they're trying to control the reading and they block it. So I'll give you an example.
Okay.
If somebody says to me, well, if that's really my father, then you tell me what my nickname was. What was his nickname for me? So, you're putting the pressure on, and so now it's like, I don't know if I'm just thinking of this shit or if it's really coming through spiritually. So once in a while, I am able to let them know what their nickname was, and then other times I can't, because they're going to get other messages that they're meant to hear and not just nostalgic bullshit. Sometimes it is, and sometimes it's not. Sometimes people come in for a psychic reading. They want to know about themselves, and instead their relatives or their friends pull through from the spiritual world, and it turns out to be a medium reading. A medium is someone who could communicate to the people who have passed away or communicate to angels. That's a medium. A psychic is somebody who predicts the past, present, and future and can tell you the outcomes of situations. That's
Right.
a psychic. So I happen to be both. So, and then there are times where people want to try to connect to a loved one who's passed away, and it turns into a psychic reading. So I give people what they need to hear, not always what they want to hear.
Okay, that's pretty fair, I think. I mean, you can't always control things that are, beyond our control.
Right, and I don't tell people when they're going to die. If anybody ever goes to a reader and the reader says, oh, you're going to die at this age, or you're going to die, then just leave, because that's just outright cruel. Nobody should tell anybody when they're going to die, because whether you're right or wrong, that if you plant that seed, now if people put a lot of trust in me as a reader, as a psychic, and I was to tell them when they're going to die, by me planting that seed in their thoughts, in their head, you could create that to become a self-fulfilling prophecy.
True. Yeah, exactly.
Even though it's in your subconscious, or I told you, say, 10, 20 years ago what was going to happen, it's still in your subconscious, and it's going to, it could screw up people's lives, and I never want to do that because I'm an inspirational reader. Now, do I tell people bad news? I tell them hard news. But if I'm going to tell them hard news or bad news, then I tell them how to deal with it or what to do so they don't have to deal with it. Just like that person who went to jail. I told her hard news, what to do, and she didn't listen.
Right.
And she still did what she wanted to do, and she ended up paying the piper. Or people will say, should I stay in this relationship? And I say, well, if you stay in it, then this is what you could expect to happen. If you go to counseling, this is what will happen. If you stay together, this is what will happen. If you break up with each other, this is what will happen. If you go with the other person, this is what will happen. If you end up just being by yourself, this is what will happen. Well, what do you think I should do? Or what do you see me doing? I said, so I would tell them, based on your reading, this is what I would do. And I would tell them based on what I would do.
Okay.
But when they say to me, well, what do you see me doing? I said, I don't know what you're going to do, because I just told you what to expect based on all these choices. But you have free will to make your own choices.
Right, which creates a multitude of outcomes.
Exactly. So some readings are black and white, come hell to high water. This is exactly what I see happening. And then other readings, other choice, that has to do with a bunch of choices. You're at a spider web in your life right now, and you have multiple choices, and this is what you could expect to happen based on your choices. Now, I just told you what I thought the healthiest choice would be, but it doesn't mean you're going to make that choice. So you have free will based on what it is that, on what's going to happen. You have free will and choice of your choices.
Right.
So, just because I tell people the healthy choice doesn't mean they're going to take it.
Yep.
And they haven't, because it's the ego versus the soul. And the ego is actually stronger than the soul. The ego could manipulate the mind to make you do with what you want to do in the moment.
Yeah.
If you listen to your gut, if you listen to your soul, if you listen to your gut, you will be guided in the right direction.
That's very true.
On doing the right thing.
Yeah.
But a lot of people, they want what they want. They want what they want.
And they want to hear what they want to hear.
So therefore, they'll block out the truth. So their
Yeah.
ego will block out, or the ego will manipulate the mind, say, no, they're more fun. Yeah, they're a jerk, or yeah, you'll have this or that, but but they're so cute, or you have this attraction, or you have this, well, don't do that. Stick with this. Grow comfortable with the uncomfortableness. But your
Right.
soul is screaming, your inner child is screaming, but I'm not happy. But I'm not happy. And so your soul is screaming, I'm not happy. When you do not follow your soul, when you don't follow your gut, your body responds to your soul. So what happens is that your body will start to get sick. Your body will start, your physical body will start to get sick, or you'll break out in hives, or you break out in rashes, or you get colitis or Crohn's, because your nerves are shot, because you're not paying attention to your gut feelings or your soul. You're paying attention to your ego because you want what you want. So
Gotcha.
the body responds according to what how the soul is feeling.
Okay.
So how it works is like this: the mind creates, the body reacts, and the soul observes.
Okay. That's pretty easy breakdown.
It's a deep thought, but it's the truth.
Yeah. Have you
Like I
ever
said,
encountered a how to word it? Have you ever encountered like a hostile entity from the other side?
yeah, yeah, negative, down outright, yeah, negative, sad, negative, angry, yeah, of course, we all have,
Yeah.
we all have. But see, but I say protection. I pray to my angels every day for protection.
Yeah,
So
that was
that
going
when
to
they're
be my
in,
next question is how do you safeguard yourself cuz you never know what you're going to get when you go into these, right?
right. So every single reading is different. I never know what to expect. There's no prep work other than my prayers and meditation. And I ask the angels and I ask the Holy Spirit. I say, please bless me with peace, serenity, happiness, and wisdom. And thank you for all your love and light and protection. In the name of the Holy Spirit, amen. And then I go into it and they protect me. So even though I might be in the company of not a positive spirit or an entity or a person, whatever, they'll protect me.
That's beautiful. That's amazing.
Then I'll get and then I'll get the answers that I need to share with them. But like I said, there are times where I say things to people where I don't even know why I said what I said. You'll understand it because it has to do with your life, or it
Right.
has to do with what you're going through. But I don't know why I said what I said. But then there are times when I say things, I know exactly what it means. But now, can you appreciate it? And even when I'm telling people, they'll say no, no, no. And then sometimes it's not until days, weeks, or many months later that 2 and 2 equal up. And that's why I record all the sessions, or most of the sessions, so that when people re-listen to their session with me, they will be able to, appreciate what I've said to them.
Gotcha. Gotcha. And you said
So
you
even
do
though
this as a
people might,
go ahead.
no, people might deny me what I'm trying to tell them in the moment, or they're saying I'm crazy or I'm wrong or whatever.
Mhm.
But then when their other friends, when I tell their other friends, general, I won't go specifics with readings because there's a trust there.
Right.
But I'll just give general information, and they said, "Oh, Art, we've been trying to tell her that for a long time, and she won't listen."
Oh.
See, but people will listen to me more so because they know it's coming through spiritually. I never met them before, and I'm giving them the exact same answers that they've heard from other people. But they have
Right.
a defensive mechanism. So if it's coming from your spouse, if it's coming from your parents, if it's coming from your peers, and they're trying to tell you something, but your ego wants what it wants. And everyone else is looking on the outside looking in, and they're trying to give you valuable information on what to do, and you don't want to hear it. But when it comes from me, you know it's coming unconditionally with love and with information from the spiritual world, because I don't know you. I'm not judging you. I'm just telling you what I'm getting. So people know that, and so therefore they're more apt to listen to me than to their peers or their parents, because you have your defensive walls up around these people.
I see. I see. Okay. So you said that you do this as your, you started off doing this for fun, and now this is your career. So I'm just curious, what do you have, like an Artie party every day, 2 times a day? What do you do in between?
Mean as far as my livelihood or as far as my life? Or
Yeah, I mean, just what do you do to unwind and relax in between Artie parties?
I like to go to the movies. I like to go out on dates. I like to go to Atlantic City. I love to go to the beach. I love to chill out and do a whole lot of nothing and just relax in the park or relax at the beach. I go for massages. I talk with friends on the phone. I just do a whole bunch of stuff. I also have another business that I've owned for 36 years, and you're going to laugh at this one. I have a window cleaning, power washing business called Peeping Tom's Window Cleaning.
That is a very clever name. I like
and on
that.
My card it says binoculars not included.
That's awesome. I like that. That's definitely a nice little play on words there. That's cool, though.
So
either
you're gonna love me or you're gonna hate me, but most people love it.
What I love about that whole situation is that you go to the beach, you go to the movies. You're not, people think about sages and people who can commune with spirits in like the movies and the media, and you think about like this hermit that's holed up in a cage and a cave and never comes out to seek others or lives out in the bayou of Louisiana. But here you are, a guy that just, walks along. You could be sitting in the movie right next to somebody and they might never know that you have this extraordinary ability.
Most people don't know that I have this ability as far as when I'm out in public. The only time that they'll know is because I have a Facebook Live show that I do every Sunday night, and that's kind of made me popular. I'm on the radio. I've been on TV. I've been on Fox TV. Mm-hmm. I've been on many radio stations. I have my own international Facebook Live show. So sometimes people will recognize me in public, which is pretty cool. But on the most part, I'm just like everybody else when I walk out there. I'm just like your regular Joe Schmo.
Yeah.
Again, unless if you personally know me. But, but there are people who have said that they've seen me in public, but they were afraid to go up to me for whatever reason. They were intimidated. I don't know. There's nothing to be afraid of, I'm just a regular nice guy,
Yeah.
And I'll talk to anybody, but, it's not like I pick off energy off of people or walk up to strangers and tell them shit. I'm just me. I don't want to know anybody else's stuff. I mean, when I'm out in public, I'm off. Like my antennas are down.
Right.
The only time I'm on is when I want to be on, and I'll be on in the dime. I'll be on in the moment, and the spiritual world will give me the information in the moment when I want to know it.
Okay, that's cool.
But when I'm out in public, it's like, I don't want to know about anybody else's crap. I don't want to deal with it, because I do have friends that are on 24/7, and they suffer from depression because they're picking up on everyone else's energy.
Yeah, I can imagine that would be just like this sensory overload. It'd be hard to deal with that kind of input 24/7.
Yeah, so it's like I said, it's just like, I'm just I'm an average nice guy, and I have a wonderful gift that I was blessed with, and I developed it every single day. I develop it more and more, and I got news for you. When I drive, I've done hundreds and hundreds of readings while I drive, because I'm in a meditated state while I drive. I just get, it's like I never get in accidents. I'm a very good driver. I never get in accidents, but I'm just go into La La Land while I'm driving, and I just, tell
Yeah.
people my thoughts, and it pulls through. It's just I go into La La Land. So,
Wow.
you know,
That's cool.
and yeah.
Well, we're coming
Thank
up
you.
on the end of my interview show here. And real quick though, at the ending part here, I would like for you to kind of let everybody know where they can go to either check out more of your stuff or even book an Artie party.
Yeah, so if you want to book an Artie party, I mean, if you're buying, I'm flying because I'm out of New Jersey. So
There
if
you
you want to
go.
book, if you want to book an Artie party, or if you want to have a private phone reading, I'm just as accurate over the phone as I am in person, and I'm just as accurate. We could FaceTime, or you could just give me a call at 732-778-7173. You can text me, you can call me, or if you go to my email, artiehoffman@gmail, or you can go to artiehoffman.com. All my information is there as well. And plus I wrote a book called Angels and Answers.
Angels and
And
Answers.
so I wrote a book. So if you go to Amazon.com, you could order the book. And this book will show you how to look at life through the eyes of spirituality. It breaks life down really simplistically. And I promise you, you're going to think that I wrote that book specifically for you.
Oh, that's cool.
It is. It's such a clarity of information about your life specifically and about life itself. It's a simple, easy read book. It's a very easy read book. And there's 12 saints and angels in that book, and it describes what their purpose is and what their sinew is, in this life. And you could gravitate to an angel or a saint, and you'll say which one means the most to you, or which one to pray to or to help you with. But it's a lot of wonderful common sense about life and about spirituality in this book. And again, it's called Angels and Answers. And if you go to my website, artiehoffman.com, again, on my website, you could, click on to order the book. But you won't be disappointed. As a matter of fact, there's a lot of people who reorder my book to give away to their friends and family. So
Oh, wow.
that to me is such like the biggest compliment.
Yeah.
And I'm in the process now of writing my second book. So
Cool. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this has been Breaking the Fourth Wall. And Artie, I want to thank you again for coming on the show, talking to me about your amazing gift. I've never had anybody on like you, so this has definitely been an eye-opening experience. Thank you so much.
well, thank you, and again, thank you for having me. And if you ever want to have me again, I got a lot more stories.
Oh, absolutely. I'd love to hear some more. Once I get transferred over to video, I'm going to get you back on here with some video so people can see what you look like.